Anything sent to harm you has been bound. If you're going around saying, I'm going to get revenge on somebody, karma is going to get revenge on you. This is a simulation, just a theory. This is a simulation. But if you're holding on to that anger because someone did something to you and you feel like you have to retaliate, eye for an eye, you are going to repeat these same lessons. You're just going to keep repeating them over and over. And I know that sucks. Look, I was trafficked one time, okay? I know what I'm talking about. You know what? The guy who trafficked me was murdered. And I saw it on Google News, okay? It was like someone just handed me his head on a platter. The man had stalked me forever, had tried to make my life miserable, had done horrible things to me, had tried to torment me with what he did to me because he had gotten away with it. But then he ended up dead. And I got to see it on the front page of the paper. Google News, it wasn't even a paper. It was actually from the Guardian UK, the Associated Press wire. He tormented me till the day he died. Let God have the revenge. And by God, I mean this energy that connects all of us. I'm not talking about what was defined in the Bible. I'm talking about the energy that connects all of us, that is you, that is in you, that is outside of you, that is everywhere. I got this reading actually in response to someone who left me a comment on Facebook who said to my last reading, I'm not going to stop until I make them pay or something. Well, you're going to keep going around the same mountain, okay? That's what this message is about, and it's for anyone who might be thinking that. I know, look, if you're behaving in anger or fear or some kind of retribution, you are going to suffer. Your life is going to suffer. Walking in love with them doesn't mean being around them, you know? It just means taking your hands off of it, not seeing them suffer. I mean, that was presented to me. I didn't go looking for it, the thing I just told you about. I did not go looking for that. All I did was go to Google News that day. It's the only thing I did. And that's not the only weird thing I've had happen. That's how I know what I'm talking about. You are divinely protected. Do not forget this. Accept what you cannot change. You need to be grateful for what you have and stop looking out here to other people that you want to have vengeance against. You need to let that go. Like Jesus said in the Bible, forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. And I take the Bible as an allegory. Yes, Jesus existed. And he was written about in the Bible, but the Bible was produced by a man, published by a man, with a lot left out and a lot manipulated, okay? It really dumbs Jesus down. It's an insult to Jesus. I love Jesus more than I ever have. And it's because I know that he exists outside that Bible. Forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. I know my readings have gone in a little bit of a different direction. I can't take it anymore. I can't keep talking about this 3D stuff, the things of this world. It's time to ascend. And I'm not trying to be mean, but some people won't listen if I am too gentle. I'm telling you, you need to stop. You need to stop trying to get any kind of vengeance. Stop with the fear. Stop with the anger. I'm talking to myself as well because, yeah, there's people I still get angry with. I mean, I was still angry with him when he died, but someone else got the vengeance. I did not, but it was presented to me. You wouldn't even believe. And that's not the only thing. You need to let go and let God, as they say. Accept what you cannot change. Like this person might be out there living life, might be spending money, might be partying, might be doing stuff that you think they shouldn't be allowed to do. It's not up to you. It's not up to you. You need to let that go, or you're going to keep repeating the same lessons. Do you want to do that? Do you want to keep repeating the same mistakes, the same issues? Do you want it to be like Groundhog Day, where Bill Murray gets up every day and it's the same day over and over again? You need to let go of this. You need to not forget it, but let it go. The way you play this game of life, this simulation, is to forgive, even if that means from afar. Like me with that guy. And that's not the only person who's done things to me. Like there was someone one day who left me a comment like something about the man who hurt me. It's like, what do you mean? Men who hurt me? Women who hurt me? Like that's just one guy. So it's a lot more than that. Look, you naturally protect people. But what I mean is I had forgiven, but that doesn't mean I was friends with him. I did kind of live in fear. I don't want to say fear, but just he was always kind of hanging out there, trying to make my life hard, stalking me, doing weird stuff. And I protected him by not saying anything, you know? I mean, there's stuff I could have done. But instead of doing that, I just protected myself. You can protect people by not having vengeance. I'm telling you, If you're out there trying to get vengeance because you're so angry because somebody stole something from you or did something traumatic to you or whatever, nothing good is going to come from that ever. I promise you. I wish I had other news for you, but nothing good is going to come from that. You are divinely protected, just like I was. You naturally protect people. Accept what you cannot change, which means you can't change what happened in your timeline. But what you can do is envision a new timeline. You can create a new timeline. That's how you play the game. Write about this. Script your new life into existence. I'm going to tell you how. Use the 5 senses. Imagine a scene. I'm telling you, this has worked for me. I've done it. I even did it recently. I imagined this. I had a really long focused imagination session back in November, which if you've been following me since then or before then, you may not know how miserable I was at the time. I was extremely miserable in a very miserable situation, living situation, around somebody who was, I'm going to say, mentally abusive, someone I might be related to. And I had to get out of there before it did me in, okay? So what I did was I had a long focused imagination session, which I had done before by accident. That's how I know it works. And I just imagined a scene with all the 5 senses, just like a chapter of a book, not even that long. All 5 senses plus 2 other senses, because there are actually 7, just like there are 7 chakras. Vestibular and proprioception, or proprioception. There's different ways to pronounce it. What that means is you're getting up and walking around. That's what you need to do, is envision a whole scene where you are like a character, but you're down the line in like a timeline. Like you're a few chapters ahead. And you imagine that scene to life. And when the characters start getting up, like you being one of the characters, and really I think it's good to have another person or a pet. Like I actually imagine me and my dog. And in my scene that I imagined, I was at the beach, I was walking along, I could smell like the boardwalk food, I could hear seagulls, I could hear the waves crashing, I could feel the boardwalk under my feet. I could see my dog walking ahead of me. He takes off chasing after a bird, like he starts running off ahead of me. Basically, he starts making his own decisions in the story that I was creating. When that happens, that means you've got it. And you know what? My dog took me to that boardwalk several weeks later. I was in disbelief. Like he walked me there himself. I had no idea I'd be at the beach, but I was. I wasn't at the beach when I had that imagination session, I can tell you that much. Things just lined up. They just happened. And you know what else? I had to let go of my anger, even though, this relative I'm talking about, even though, there's still some anger there, some just trauma. I'll be honest, it's trauma. Because I've been in this person's care since I was born. Somebody who should not have had children, should not have had children. The only way I can really forgive her is just to get away from her. But I forgive. It doesn't mean I have to be around her and subject myself to that abuse. A lot of things lined up for me so that I could get away. And that's what you need, is to have a focused imagination session where you let all that go. Forgiving somebody doesn't mean being around them. It doesn't mean being their best friend. It doesn't mean talking to them on the phone every day. It just means not having those thoughts about them, not having thoughts where you want to hurt them, okay? Just get away and have thoughts of something else. You need to fill your mind with something else. Write about it. Script your new life. It works. It absolutely works. I wouldn't waste my time on this video, on editing and uploading this video and recording this video if I didn't know it worked. My purpose is to show you this. You make excellent decisions. That scripting method I just talked about, script out a scene where you have forgiven this person, where you have everything you want, or you're doing better than you are now. And there's no unforgiveness in your heart. There's no anger. You're just having a good time. If you don't believe me, Kevin Trudeau is an amazing spiritual teacher who I've learned a lot from. He has confirmed so much for me. Stuff I learned the hard way, he confirmed and tied it together. People think he's crazy because he'll go through the worst things and still be in a good mood. That's what draws it in. It's your nervous system. Jesus on the cross, and yes, Jesus existed as a person, yes, at least once. But Jesus on the cross is like the balance between your right and left hemispheres of your brain. That means you sync them up. You start imagining. There's so much in the Bible about that. And a lot of information that's been passed down through secret societies, which are not a bad thing. It's just stuff that certain people think should be hidden from us. And I'll go on about that again sometime, but the veil is thin and we're learning a lot. And it wouldn't do me any good to sit here and give you some reading about some stupid thing in this 3D world, about this person's doing this to you or whatever, when what you need to do is get out of here. My job is to get you out of here, to show you the way out, and it's in your mind. The scripting method, that's just one method. There are others, I'm sure. The 7 chakras, the 7 senses. Yes, 7. Getting up, walking around like this, you make excellent decisions. When your characters in your scripted story start making decisions, like my dog running on ahead of me, like me just walking, not sure what my dog's going to do. I mean, it was just a few seconds. I'm telling you, it worked. He walked me to that exact place. He walked me there himself. Just 2 or 3 weeks earlier, I was 6, 7, 8 hours away. I had no idea that was going to happen. It works. I'm telling you, it works. Get so deep into the story, to the imagination. You don't have to actually physically write it unless you want to. In fact, it would help if you did. I've manifested things that way too. Wrote things into existence, yes. If you don't believe me, may you learn it gently. Don't learn it the hard way like I did. Because I know some of you are going to think this is woo-woo, doesn't matter. This matters more than any reading I could ever give you. This is the only thing that matters. When your characters start getting up and making decisions, and like I said, one of your characters is you in the future. It doesn't even have to be that far away. Just you in the future. You don't have to set a timeline on it or a date on it. I didn't know it would happen that soon. When the characters start making their own decisions, that's when you've got it. But you've got to let go of this anger, trying to make people do what you want them to do, make them pay for something. Please, I'm sending you this energy. You live in a simulation. Learn how to play the game properly. Jesus was trying to tell you that. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Unconditional love is the symphony of the universe. That's what you need. It doesn't mean you have to be friends with them, but it means let it go and stop trying to get vengeance. Stop letting yourself get angry. When those angry thoughts come, change it to something else. Change it to that imagination session. It works. I know it goes against everything you've been taught, but it works. You make excellent decisions. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.